The following is an audio drama. An audio drama is an audio-only production with a full cast of characters, sound design, and music. Headphones are encouraged, but not required. To download the full 11-episode series, visit MagusElgar.com.
Within the multiverse sits a fantastic magical realm, a place we call Hearth. This is the world of Magus Elgar. Seeking to prevent disaster, he and his colleagues hunt for stamps, scientific tools augmented with magical power. Their tale continues here, Episode 9, Magus Sagari's Mediocre Trip. Magic is no stranger to all aspects of life in Hearth, and that is just as true for transportation. While teleportation might be quicker, accuracy is a significant factor. People are motivated to take their time when there's a high chance of teleporting part of yourself into solid rock. When magic and precision are required, you'll find yourself atop one of the tallest magically attuned places in Hearth, Overseen Point.
It's just at the top of this ridge.
How on earth are you not out of breath? We had to walk an hour after that carriage ride without paved roads, need I remind you?
Well, the Magus would insist on practicing levitation if it bothered you so much.
If I wanted to deal with stitches, I'd take up sewing. So, why are we all the way up here again? I mean, the view's absolutely stunning. I can see both Mazdale and Arcademia from here.
Overseen Point used to be host to the Cosmopult because of the way magic bends space up here. But after, I don't know, the 50th person disappeared, the whole thing was shut down.
Disappeared? What happened to them?
I don't know. I doubt they made it into space, though. New magic usually has a body count one way or another. But the wards and attunements are still in place, so it's great for accurate teleportation. Oh, Dr. Horatio scanned for the stamps. What exactly did that broadcast say?
The bosom of the earth shall greet the wail of the century. You get anything out of that?
Okay, good. That points to Magus Sagari's tower. We should be able to teleport from here. I want to get a head start on this before the lead goes cold. Or worse. Someone tells Magus Elgar.
Again, why are we not bringing the full-fledged Magus? I mean, you know about magic, but, he uses it, so...
I can use magic fine. I don't like using it too much. I'm training to control it and minimize accidents. And I'd rather not open up that can of worms with my family history looming over all this.
And Magus Elgar?
Well, for once, I want to complete a straightforward assignment that doesn't involve him making it worse.
Well, at least his idea smoked out Victus. Besides, he's your teacher.
There were a million better ways he could have stopped Victus that didn't involve nearly killing both of us. He's the kind of teacher that tosses you into a dragon fight without so much as a warning. I just want to handle one errand without burning the whole town down.
Guess that does stretch the trial by fire method of teaching. I tried it with a student when I was a TA in botany class.
Did it work then?
I'll let you know when they find him.
Now, I may not have much practice with teleporting other people, but we can use these pillars as a focusing totem.
Why didn't we just take the carriage we just got out of? We seem to be doing fine looping to and from Elgar's tower usually.
Yeah, looping. It's because we're going there.
What is that?
Penorma Tower, the great magical study of Magus Sagari. As you can see, it's hard to reach in a cart.
Forget the tower! What's that?
A creature from the void of space.
A giant space whale! Flying! The tower's stuck in it! How? Why? Who?
The creature landed from the sky a couple of years ago. It died on impact. Magus Sagari was trying to figure out how it could fly through the stars. The experiments made the cadaver start flying again. Unfortunately, it took the whole tower with him. That's why we have to teleport there. It drifts with the wind, and trust me, you don't want to teleport into the ropes or miss it entirely.
It looks like a hot air balloon.
You know, I thought he was full of hot air too when he told Magus.
I mean the space whale.
Well, I'd be pretty pleased with myself if I could fly that high.
You're sounding like Elgar.
That hurt.
Sorry. So, Magus Sagari's been up there this whole time with no way to get down?
Actually, he's pretty happy. He spends most of his time giving town's weather reports whenever he flies over. Is that okay? I can't tell if you're terrified or excited.
Do you have time to autopsy the whale?
That answers my question. Kakkay, you're not getting an autopsy from Kaylee. Yeah, I will deal with it.
Too right, gross little monster. Last time he kept squirming, so I'd screw up. I spent hours cleaning up after he wouldn't stop playing with his own innards. It was like a cat with yarn.
Oh, good. I was worried the teleportation would be the only source of my nausea today.
So, to avoid Magus Elgaring everything up, we're going to teleport off this cliff face into a flying tower held aloft by a space whale's carcass.
Welcome to a day in my life.
Okay. Do you want me to cast it?
No, this one's pretty advanced. If I miss, we'll be stuck free-falling miles above Hearth, and you don't even have a proper totem yet.
I have a bag of them.
A proper totem.
You keep saying anything can be a totem.
That's a figure of speech. Totems require hours or even days of attunement.
I thought that was more of an optional thing. I'm casting magic with it regardless.
That's because you're spending what little ether the object has left. You can't just pick up a totem and say, "This is my totem now." That's why your totems keep burning out.
I don't get the idea behind meditation. Hours of dead silence just feels like a waste of time.
You know what I mean. No magic casting with that crowbar. You don't want to slip into sorcery by accident.
Well, that's the problem. You only really funnel magic through totems anyway. Why not just go straight to the source?
Yes, but when magic passes through your own body like that, some of it stays with you. Foreign ether has a lot of crazy side effects. You don't know what sorcerers are like. Very few people can handle that.
Is that a challenge?
No, we'll talk about the sorcery bad thing when we get back. Ready, Kakkay? Shatakan, Mediocre, effervescent!
Effervescent? Seriously?
And over in the west, the Rock of Ohm continues to suffer significant showers and thunderstorms and will probably do so until Magus Boltus stops with his lightning mage phase. So, bring an umbrella, preferably with a lightning rod. This is Magus Sagari signing off. I wonder how many people even own crystal balls these days.
Are you okay, Kaylee? Did you remember to close your eyes?
And miss the show?
You looked!
It's just a bunch of eyes. I've seen worse things in the doctor's homemade caffeine patches.
Guests! Good to meet you. I am Magus Sagari, and you must be the two assistants Elgar told me so much about.
It's a pleasure, Magus Sagari. My name's Acolyte Udo, Elgar's apprentice, and this is Kaylee Fawn, the scientist.
It is an esteemed pleasure, miss.
Thank you. You didn't tell me Sagari was a lizard man.
Magus Sagari's a well-respected practitioner of magic in Hearth. Does it matter if he's a Lacert?
It's all right. I might not have external ears, but I can hear you just fine. Yes, I am a Lacertus. I understand my scaly skin and dual tracking eyes might be off-putting to most, but I hope we are willing to set aside our expectations and
Are you kidding me? You're adorable. Oh, I can just squeeze those puffy cheeks of yours.
But that would
Here
be
I
very
go.
rude, Miss Fawn. Apparently, we're not worried about that.
Adorable?
Aw, Sagari, you're blushing, I think.
That's actually a defense mechanism in stressful situations. I'm beet red merely because it simulates the appearance of something aggressive.
You look like a tomato.
I'm not very good with texture stimulation. But to business, what can I do to
Kaylee, knock it off. That's a respected Magus cheek you're pinching.
Okay.
Thank you. We've been looking into artifacts that don't follow any of the normal schools of magic, Have you run into anything in your travels?
I've acquired a rare trinket recently, nothing recognizable from any of my texts. I fear without proper study it could do all manner of damage if it fell into the wrong hands. If Elgar has some idea of what these objects are, then we shouldn't dawdle. Come this way. The anomaly's in the experimenting room.
Is that at the top of the tower?
No. If there was an explosion there, take out the Nebeluga whale's float sacks. It's in the sky basement.
So instead of risking the space whale, you're risking the floor? You'd fall thousands of feet to the ground.
We'd end up falling either way. This preserves the whale and the tower.
Good point.
So, where did you come across the artifact?
I discovered it down the Glendales a few days ago. A farmer had requested assistance when something kidnapped an entire pasture's worth of cows. When I found it, it was carrying a cloud of cattle.
How'd you stop it?
Well, the cloud of cow.
Cataloud?
Thank you. The cataloud eventually petered out, dropping the cattle and artifact into the middle of town. It must have lost power.
Any damage?
And just a pottery stand closing early from the rain of cow pies.
Crap.
Exactly. We've been keeping the device through here. There it is, on the other side of the window.
Ooh, a lab anteroom. Fancy.
It's good to have a room to run to when you've made a mistake.
Very impressive. Are those canceling wards?
Yes, it prevents magic from passing through it. Though it does mean teleporting in and out of there doesn't work.
Would probably be good to have a room like that at the tower.
I was just about to say that.
Toley! Please be careful with that thing. We still don't know what it does.
Sorry, Magus. You told me to have a report by tonight, and Magus, you didn't tell me we were having guests.
Acolyte Malaaki, Miss Fawn, this is Toley, my apprentice of nearly 10 years.
Wait, Toley? Cape Den Toley?
You know him?
Yeah, he tutored me for totem crafting at the Cape Den Training Center after Magus Elgar picked me up. I never knew Sagari was your mentor. How have you been?
Oh, you know, still in magic, still afraid of heights.
Wait, really? Why did you sign on with Sagari when you found out about the flying whale thing?
I was with him when it happened. I said we could look for a new tower, but the good Magus was still interested in the whale. You can't exactly file for a transfer between mentors.
Oh, wow. Not exactly the height of your career, huh?
Oh, I don't mind, as long as I pretend I'm on the ground. I know I'm providing a necessary service. Miles above Hearth. Couldn't be happier.
Have you discovered anything about the artifact?
It appears to be a map of a celestial body, but it doesn't look like anything in the star charts.
Lord.
It's not from a star chart. It's something called a gyroscope.
Isn't it pronounced Eero?
Have you come across this before?
It's a London moment gyroscope. Well, it's my London moment gyroscope. It uses a superconductor's magnetic field to keep itself on axis, regardless of how you move it. It was a little thing I fashioned up to show Dr. Horatio I had an idea of how quantum mechanics work.
That was the stuff the cauldron and your resident spectrometer was using?
Sort of.
What exactly are quantum mechanics?
The study of a scientist throwing up his hands in complete confusion.
Wait, you mean to tell me you made this...
Scientific tool augmented with magical power.
S.T.A.M.P, for short.
If that's the case, why don't you tell us how you built something that focuses ether like this gyroscope, as you say?
About that.
That's sort of a magical accident. We've been collecting things like this for safekeeping whilst we work out how to neutralize them.
Well, I'd love to learn more about the stamp, but if it is yours, I'd hate to keep it from you. Toley?
Yes, Magus.
Please prepare the gyroscope to be moved.
Of course, Magus.
He's a good chap. A shame he has to spend so much time up here with me. You could tell he pines for work in the world.
And close to the ground.
Reporting the weather for Hearth is respectable.
Oh, he's just upset because we can only send messages to the Magi. Now, how else am I going to do it? Letters? I tried that, but tying them to rocks only led to holes in houses. And don't get me started on using owls. Temperamental divas.
Do any of the Magi even listen?
Ixnay on the Isinlay.
Of course. Probably. I don't really know. Does Magus Elgar listen to my weather reports?
Whoa! Magus! The gyroscope!
Oh, thank the elements. I mean, oh no! What's happening to the S.T.A.M.P?
I don't know. I tried to levitate the metal frame and it started spinning faster until all the furniture started floating.
It looks like it's creating its own microgravity. Like you said happened to the cows. If we're not careful, we could be crushed or lose our bone density. Likely both.
We have to get out of here!
It's all right, Toley. You've done everything you can. This is a little beyond our current understanding. These two can handle this in no time. You can handle this in no time, right?
Right. Lead the way, Kaylee.
Huh?
You know what to do, right?
Ah, yes! This is the moment I've been excited for!
What moment?
The moment where we see the great Magus Elgar's training in action. I've heard him overcome incredible things. Go ahead, Udo. You two have experience with these stamps.
Right. Yeah. We can do this. Right?
Yeah. Okay. First, we'll have to open the door. Udo, are you ready to do exactly as I say?
I trust you.
Whoa. Let's not get carried away. Trust is a big word to throw around.
What?
Okay, Toley, open the door and be sure to wear a harness.
We really should leave.
Harness!
Oh, all right. I'm putting it on.
Here you go. Through the loop here.
Do I get one?
Not part of the plan. You're going in there.
All right. I'm starting to have second thoughts here.
Good, then we have a backup plan.
All right. I'm approaching the big floating metal ball. What's the next step?
Its rotations must be affecting the gravity in the immediate area. In theory, if we slow them down, it might stop the gravity shifting. Cast a levitation spell at it.
It's already levitating.
I can see that. Levitate the stupid thing.
All right.
Remain calm. That's just the centrifugal force hurling you about the room at an alarming speed. All part of the plan. Promise.
Concentrate.
It's okay. It's okay. Everything is under control. I just have to.
Pain in my guts.
Excellent strategy, Udo. Retreat until we can get a better idea of what we're dealing with. Great.
Are you all right, Acolyte Udo? Can you hear me?
The first law of magic is nature is hard to insult because it's heard everything before.
He looks pretty banged up. I'll take him to the other room. You and Toley try to figure out how to keep the gyroscope from getting worse.
The wards should hold. For now.
Okay. You stay propped up on the chair. Drink this. It's some of Sagari's tea. I'm not going to question why it smells like my old college dorm. Udo, you okay? Don't worry about him, Kakkay. I'm sure he'll be fine. What is that sound you're making supposed to be? Sympathy? Oh, jealousy. I think we might be in over our heads.
The sum of all energy is decided by the Council of Dire Otters.
I'm used to handling science projects on my own, but without the doctor and the Magus, I don't know how to fix this.
The recipe for plop cakes was discovered by a child when he levitated a rabbit at 80 miles an hour.
You're right. We can do this. We're not gonna crawl back defeated. We just have to figure out how to stop the gyroscope without having the gravity swing us about like ragdolls. As funny as that looks.
Miss Fawn,
I didn't know lizards could cough.
I couldn't help but overhear your monologuing. Is there anything I can do to help?
I swear, the answer's on the tip of my tongue. I just need an anecdote to trigger the thought process.
You mean when someone says something unrelated and then helps you find the answer?
Oh, you have those too?
Oh, I love those. Let me try. With magic, it's all a matter of looking outside the box. Does that help?
No, I never liked the box metaphor. Try another.
No? Oh. I once tried to fit a whole dozen eggs in my mouth at once. No?
No.
This one time I was visiting the harem of Prince Presticus in the lusty...
How about if we don't get out of here, we'll get an intimate view of a whale-shaped crater in the nearest city?
Closer, but too on the nose. I need something really out there.
I am surrounded by crazy people!
Oh, Udo!
Miss Fawn, he's barely conscious.
Exactly. Come on, Udo. We need some of your concussion wisdom. Please. Mommy needs a eureka or she's pulling out the crowbar. There, good. Say something, Udo. I don't care what it is. Just anything. Yes?
The string is the thing to cling like a chicken wing.
I don't know what I was expecting.
That wasn't very helpful.
The string is the... to cling. Cling...
Let me think. I have some string.
Wait. Magnets. Do you have any rare metals that tend to stick together?
Clackers. I have plenty of those. I use them to stick parchment on my cauldron. Toley has such amazing landscape sketches, and I
need all of them.
Why? The anecdote worked?
Oh, God bless word association.
The space whale's float glands are failing from the stress. We have to act quickly.
Out of my way!
What is she doing?
I'm using these clackers to slow down the gyroscope.
But you'd have to jump at the artifact to attach them.
Did I ever say this was a good idea? Right. Here we go.
Miss Fawn, are you all right?
I may vomit soon.
Kaylee, take cover!
No, if she does that, it'll drag her back more violently.
Yes, got it. Flat this on.
My crouton collection. Oh!
She did it! I can't believe she did it!
Physics. You are cruel and fickle, mistress.
That was stellar, Miss Fawn. A veritable symposium of brilliance.
Kaylee? Is that you?
Udo, are you okay?
I'm fine. What about you?
I got it. I used the clackers to slow down the gyroscope.
But none of our spells worked. Why did that do it?
Because the clackers are magnets. I put enough of them on the innards and they eventually snap together. Textbook physics.
Nice. So why did the levitation spell agitate it so much?
Well, it's...
Nervo!
What is this?
Can't get to my totem.
It's a paralysis spell. I may not be good with your foreign physics, but I know enough about alteration to get by. I'm sorry, Master Sagari. You tried to be good to me, but ending the Magi was the entire reason I started training in the first place.
Kakkay, no!
Oh, not this time, vermin. No!
Toley, you were my best student. I've raised you as my own. Why?
You're hovering through the skies in a tower that could destroy a whole city should it fall. Instead of trying to safely bring it down, you use it to give weather reports. I was hoping to use the gyroscope to crash you down on Vitrollo, but these two showed up before we were able to drift there. No matter. If I'm to prove the Magi can't be trusted, I'll just have to compromise.
You fool! Thunderclaps only meant for the unblinking.
Here, you can take your stupid friendship necklace totem back. I've got a better one anyway.
Udo, the mask in his hand.
You were the one sucking the ether out of people in Vitrollo. You gave Trike the goo. You've been using the stamps to make people terrified of the Magi. You're...
Oh, dear Udo. I don't confess to the dead.
Victus!
That was awesome! Come on, tell us what you're gonna do next!
I'll be taking these magnets off and leaving the three of you and your little abomination to your fate with the town of Impactale below. They will be a tragic but necessary step in the populace, considering spellcasters with some common sense. Any last words?
Oh man, I am so digging this. But seeing your face under the mask was such a deal breaker. Why don't you keep it on all the time? It's easily the coolest part of you.
Amusing. I'll be taking the S.T.A.M.P now. Gyroscope.
Why? Why are you doing this? What do you have against the Magi?
Magi. Udo, this involves all spellcasters. You, of all people, should understand. There's only one difference between you and me. You have never experienced actual loss.
You're not gonna kill us, right? You're gonna leave a big clue on how to escape this. That's in the villain's handbook.
If you survive the fall, you three will live as pariahs. Examples of Magi irresponsibility. Feel free to claim innocence. Who would care? To them, you'll be careless Magi who dropped a tower on them. Now, if you'll excuse me.
What was that?
My exit.
Unglamorous but functional, don't you think? Enjoy the trip down.
I certainly won't. Just stare straight ahead. Don't look down.
He's gone! Well, we're losing height quick! What do we do? My tower is going to crash and none of us can move!
I can do it!
Kaylee?
I don't need a totem to use magic!
Kaylee, don't!
I'm not gonna let him smush us! Kakkay, wait, hold
What is the spell to stop momentum? Stop muttering and tell me!
Throw Toley, arrest us!
Throw Toley, arrest us!
The tower rocketed toward the city with the grace of a meteor as it hurtled closer toward the innocent town. The shadow grew as yours truly watched transfixed, while the dead space whale eclipsed the sun. He could run, yet remains paralyzed, staring wide-eyed at the epicenter of its path. Why did he not move? Why did he continue speaking to... The tower's momentum was arrested, hovering just inches from his face, dripping with sweat. He sighed in relief. Oh, thank heavens.
Excuse me, can you give us a push?
Yes, it would be my pleasure. Permission to come aboard?
Sure, rope's over there!
Oh, thank you. I've been chasing after the tower since these two teleported.
I had no idea Toley was so twisted to attempt something like that. I have to report this to the ministry as soon as possible.
Kaylee, what did you do?
Oh, dear. She has a spell scar.
Whoa. I got you. I appreciate you saving our lives, but you gotta be careful.
What? A tattoo? I'm awesome at this. What's the big deal?
It's sorcery. Sorcerers do that stuff. It's dangerous.
Sorry. I didn't have any better ideas. Is the tower okay? Did we hit anything?
We just tapped the town square of Toley. It's a good thing the tower is safe.
Where's Victus? Why didn't he fight the crash?
Long gone, likely. He may be a skilled apprentice, but I'm sure he knows he wouldn't be able to contest to the likes of you and I. That and that Catalog look pretty hard to steer.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about the tower falling anymore, right?
Correct! Now we only have to worry about the Nebeluga's float gland wearing off like we usually do.
Not to sound ungrateful, Magus Sagari, but we should probably be getting back to Magus Elgar and warn him. Will you be all right by yourself?
They'll believe me at the ministry once I tell them my apprentice overpowered me and escaped on a floating ball of chaos. Oh.
At least you're dedicated.
What about that weasel Victus? Magus Sagari, you knew him. What would compel him to do this?
Oh, he's always been so patient and understanding and helpful. Toley was never vindictive around me, but perhaps he's lied to me all this time.
Hey, it's all right, Magus. There was a lot none of us knew about Toley. Here, let Kakkay help you feel better.
Oh.
There. See? Just lean your head on the drooling replica. The purring is good for you.
Promotes bone density, too.
Very relaxing, thank you. I feel like I failed the poor child. I've been the closest thing to family since he gained his magical potential. But to hold such a hatred for Magi, it had to have been my fault.
We'll get to the bottom of this, Magus Sagari. I promise, as a scientist and as an apprentice. We'll grind him under our heel. Even if he breaks our bones or tries to obliterate us down to the finest of powders, I will see his mask broken by the end of this. Are you with me, Udo?
It sounds like something that won't pop up again. Right? Right?
Acolyte Malaaki, I weep for your idiocy.
Now that the Victus's identity has been revealed, will his plans accelerate? Will Udo and Kaylee be able to withstand the inevitable scolding from the Doctor and the Magus? And what will become of Hearth in this conflict? Find out next time.
In Magus Elgar by Kennedy Phillips, the narrator is Rick Cabral. Udo Malaaki, Chris Moore. Kaylee Fawn, Sandra Espinoza. Kakkay and Magus Sagari, Kennedy Phillips. And Toley Hinstrom, Brian Stavali. The theme music was created by Hamed Hokamzadeh. Incidental music by Andrew Maz and APM Music. Vocal performance was directed by Andrew Cornell. For a full list of credits, please visit maguselgar.com. Magus Elgar is a Melody Gun production mucked about for the entertainment of listeners like you.